The High School Sports Beat is brought to you by Alfred State College, where within 6 months of graduating, an astonishing 99% are working or furthering their studies. At Alfred State, they stress project-based learning, where students work on real-world problems and learn how to think, not what to think. Visit alfredstate.edu.
Sports. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's how we roll. It's wins and losses, highs and lows. It's effort, respect, and dedication. The High School Sports Beat. Sports. It's who we are.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us on the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College. I'm Dave Yates. This is part one of our two-part Best of Winter Sports Season Spectacular. We begin with a look back at the Bishop Kearney Classic, which this year honored two women and their battle against breast cancer. From December, here's Paul Gotham.
The Bishop Kearney Holiday Showcase featured 11 basketball games over 3 days at Edna Topsky Gymnasium. The 6th annual event took on an added meaning this season when the school donated part of the proceeds from the weekend to Gilda's Club.
Cancer is something that everybody experiences. No matter your background, where you come from, it's pretty uncertain. It's something that you don't want to deal with, but it's there. And the more awareness, the more we can make people aware and donate and just do anything positive for this kind of situation, the better it is.
Prior to the girls' game Friday night, the school honored Suzanne O'Neill, the wife of Kearney CEO and longtime board member Tom O'Neill.
We're really honored about that they're doing something like this for Suzanne here. It's quite a struggle, this cancer stuff, and to do something to raise money, raise awareness is just fantastic. That Kevin, both Kevins actually, have put this together, and Hank as well. So it's really good. We really appreciate it.
It cannot conquer the spirit. Suzanne, I present this plaque to you for all of your courage, and you have your family here at Bishop Kearney in your corner.
Recently diagnosed with breast cancer, Suzanne O'Neill is currently going through chemotherapy.
It's something that you never think is going to happen to you, but it does, and all those young girls out there really need to be aware of breast cancer because it's happening to girls that are younger and younger now, so this is wonderful just to make everybody aware of breast cancer.
BK also honored Nottingham sophomore guard Tayaja Scott.
I feel honored because nothing like this ever happened to me before, so I'm thankful for it. I was shocked because like I said, nothing ever happened, so I was kind of happy. So yeah, to be getting honored for something like this, so yeah.
I think it was a blessing. It was beautiful for them to even take the time out to even admire her for such a thing, especially for the triumph that she's been through since 3 years old.
Knowing that we were playing Nottingham and having a player that this young going through that situation, and then we have Mrs. O'Neill, who is our ex-president's wife, who's also going through it. I mean, the more you talk to people, you realize that everybody is dealing with it in some form or fashion. So let's just bring as much awareness as possible, and let's do it in a positive way.
When she was 3 years old, a tumor was found on Tayaja's spine. Her mother was told she would never play sports. She may be an opponent, but Tayaja is not a stranger. She has played AAU basketball for I-90 Elite, a program under the direction of Kearney boys basketball coach Kevin Good. Also on that team is Good's daughter and Kearney guard Kaya Good.
I feel like it's really cool because I met her last year and she's just been a light and a spirit, and it's just been fun, and she's just a good person, and you can just see how that experience has made her become, and it's impacted me in a good way.
Outside of basketball, I'm willing to work with any kid to continue to make them better and help them go on to college. And for on the girls' side where I coach, Teaja is just one of those girls that she benefits from it. I'm coach, and then she gets to play against my daughter.
My dad suggested it to me, and then I was just along with the ride.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was your first reaction when he said so?
I was like, I don't know if she's gonna like this because it's big and the spotlight's on her, but she was okay with it.
We still family even though we in two different cities.
The Kearney boys squad wore special jerseys for the weekend. Opponents on the court, but allies in the fight against cancer.
I think it's a really good experience, and it's just giving back to the community, and we always love to give back, and it's a great opportunity.
And I was thrilled they let me pick the organization that the money was going to go to, because I think that's important, So it's going to Gilda's Club, which is, right here locally, and I thought that was important for it to go locally. And they do a lot of good things, so we were thrilled, and I was just hoping that I would be strong enough to come tonight, and I am.
What's it like to know that people outside of you care as much about something like this as they do?
It's respectful to know someone went through the same thing I went through and is a cancer survivor. So yeah, I want to be thankful in this type of way to be honored.
I think it's just nothing but love. It's just love. I mean, you have her coaches, because actually we just came in contact with Coach Good last year. That was our first year, and he's been a positive influence to my daughter. Just to even think that they have this in their heart to give back to her, it was beautiful.
Here, breathe in positivity, remain gorgeous. Always remember you are loved. Have hope and never, ever give up. It's my pleasure to present you with this plaque.
From Bishop Kearney High School, this is Paul Gotham for the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College.
Well, coming up next, Matt Trabold joins us for the High School Notebook. We'll have that and more when the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College, continues. And welcome back to the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College. I'm Dave Yates. It is time now for the High School Notebook. And joining us once again, we are pleased to have with us Matt Trabold. Matt, social distancing at its finest.
Thanks for having me on.
Well, let's start off talking a little bit about some of the players who had outstanding years in what was, albeit a shortened winter season. Let's start off talking a little bit about Lexi Green.
Yeah, so I wanted to preface my player picks here by saying these are just a few of a ton of talented local players. Now with Lexi Green that you mentioned a second ago. When Pittsford Mendon girls basketball graduated 4 pivotal seniors from that New York Federation winning 2019 team, Ellie Mooney, Maddie Mike, Courtney Noggle, and Alana Fersman, who went on to play at Division I Merrimack, was a freshman there this past season, captain leadership roles were vacated. An underclassman from that state title winning squad in Lexi Green, she was a sophomore on that team. She stepped up this season. Her contributions in every facet of a game, on the sidelines, in terms of vocal leadership between teammates, and obviously with her play on the court with basketball in her hand and without it. So all of those go well beyond her scoring. Around 20 points per game this season, and I think on a lot of other teams, she would be scoring a lot more, but she is so good in her role on this team. When you watch her play, what really stands out is how wonderfully unrattled she is. Very similar to a guy from the boys' side, leadership's Maurice McKinney. Then you go to the sectional title game versus Irondequoit. She sustains an ankle injury at the very end of the first quarter on a drive. She actually scores on that bucket, scores on that big-time drive that ends up hurting herself, really giving her body up for the game. She misses the whole second. They come back a little bit, the Irondequoit Eagles, and she still scores a team-high 16 points. She comes back, shows the toughness, shows the leadership in that second half, and they win the sectional title.
Now let's talk a little bit about another player who was really had a outstanding year, and that's Jermaine Taggart.
Yeah, in my half-decade plus of covering Section 5 sports, I'm not sure if I've seen a player rise, a boys basketball player that is, in leadership and maturity over a 2 or 3 season span. McQuaid might have lost to UPrep in the sectional final this season, but their run over Taggart and Kobe Long's career with the Knights there of getting to the sectional title year after year, including reaching state play a couple times, cannot be understated, especially when a couple of those seasons needed massive in-season turnarounds after rough starts. Also in the Class AA semifinal versus one-loss Victor, the big team in the regular season. This year, he won the game with those clutch free throws at the end. It's a really big deal for him in terms of this past season. Then looking forward, I've heard some rumors about some upcoming D1 offers for him. I hope for the best for him.
And Matt, one more, we'd be remiss really quick if we didn't talk about Carter McWilliams.
So Canandaigua's Carter McWilliams was the equivalent of appointment television in Section 5 hockey this season. No matter where he got the puck on the ice, you just assumed he was going to go and wow through multiple defenders and get a good shot off, really coast to coast if he needed to. His numbers this season speak for themselves. 62 regular season points, double-digit sectional points, 35 overall goals. Now he's off to prep school at Brewster Academy in New Hampshire.
Well, Matt, great stuff as always. Thanks once again for joining us. We're back with more of the High School Sports Beat brought to you by Alfred State College right after this. Coming up next, we've got the Making the Grade nominee with Kyle O'Gara. And later, Nazareth College hosts their first Section 5 event in their new building. We'll have that story when the High School Sports Beat brought to you by Alfred State College returns.
Welcome back, and thank you for watching the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College. Hit the ground running at alfredstate.edu. I'm Kyle O'Gara.
Making the grade this week is Aquinas senior Leah Anacino. Leah plays soccer, softball, and boxes for the Little Irish. Leah has been on the soccer and softball teams for 5 years and has been boxing for 2. In the classroom, Leah has a 99% average and is a part of the National Honor Society and the St. Thomas Club. On top of juggling 3 sports and a nearly perfect average, Leah holds a part-time job in the summer and volunteers at Camp Open Arms. In the fall, Leah plans to attend the St. John Fisher College's nursing program and possibly play softball. This week, Leah Anacino is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them into mtg@rocksportsnow.com. And now here's Dave of the McArdle Section 5 Spotlight.
Well, thanks, Kyle. Here are some of the athletes, teams, and coaches making news in this week's Section 5 Spotlight, brought to you by McArdle's in Fairport. Come home to McArdle's.
McArdle's is open for takeout and delivery with DoorDash and Grubhub every day of the week. Visit our website, eatatmcardles.com.
Well, catching up on some Section 5 alums, Sierra Dillard, formerly of Gates, Chile, and UB, played professionally in Spain for Men Filter Zaragoza and averaged 9.4 points per game off the bench. Greece Athena grad Nigel Scantlebury is moving up to D1 with Central Connecticut State. Scantlebury played this season at Niagara Community College and averaged 14.3 points per game on 47% shooting. And finally, Churchville's Ty Raines finished his first year with UB, picking up 24 wins on the mat and ranked number 20 in Division I at 149 pounds for freshmen. Up next, Aquinas track star Nia Williams-Mathews breaks in the new Golisano Center at Naz. We'll have her story when the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College, continues.
And now to Eichel. He floated one.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining us on the High School Sports Beat, brought to you by Alfred State College. I'm Dave Yates. Nazareth's new Golisano Training Center was the location, and Aquinas' Nia Williams-Mathews was the star attraction, a week after she set every horizontal jumping mark in the Little Irish record book.
Calling the recent Jack Reed Invitational the Meet for Track's Elite couldn't be more accurate. And if that's the case, they had the perfect venue. The first high school event held at the Golisano Training Center at Nazareth was met with rave reviews, and not just from the people in Section 5.
The other sections that are here had just looked around and said, oh, I wish we had something close to this. But there's teams here from 3, 6, and 4, and they're just raving about it. We're very, very fortunate, not only with here, but the other fine facilities we also have in the Rochester area.
I love this facility. This is my first time seeing it. I really love it. I didn't expect we got seats for the spectators, which is a big plus. And this track is laid out very nice. Really love it.
Sometimes indoor track meets look more like organized chaos at best. But between the seating for spectators and the separate area for the athletes to warm up, it gives the competitors a chance to have their heads in the right place, and at the same time, feel like a bit of a big deal.
They do feel special, Amy, and they're not crowded like our other meets because the spectators are not mixing with them. So this is really good for them. They can concentrate on what they need to do.
The boys and girls using the facility couldn't agree more. From the logistics to the surface itself, this one got the overall seal of approval.
I like how quick the races go. Like, it's efficient. It's kind of like a college meet. It's nice. It's comfortable in here. The lanes, the track is really comfortable. You feel home here. They have a nice facility inside to warm up in. So yeah.
Pete Bothner has been the athletic director at Nazareth for more than 20 years, and this has been a vision for nearly his entire tenure. It's been a long time coming, but it certainly seems to have been worth the wait.
So about 18 years, I would say, we've been waiting to build a facility like this, and it really does everything we need it to do. It's going to house our indoor team, our tennis courts, our tennis teams can play here. We got the field for our outdoor teams when the weather's inclement. So it really is kind of a facility that's going to take care of a ton of our needs, and we're really, really excited to be here and have this type of event going on in here is perfect for us.
The center will not only benefit the Golden Flyer teams and athletes, it also is home to a group that has a very unique connection to the college.
But from the community itself, the relationship we have with Special Olympics, this is their training ground. We've started a Special Olympics club on campus. We were integrating our intramurals programs to involve the Special Olympic athlete along with ours. So it's just a win-win for everybody. I think our athletes, the community at large, and the Special Olympic athlete all together.
This event, though, was for the high school competitors, and one of the top performers was Nia Williams-Mathews from Aquinas, who won both the triple jump and the long jump. That couldn't come as much of a surprise, considering she holds the Little Irish record in both events, and in both indoor and outdoor. In the past, Nia had played basketball during the winter season, but came to a decision that changing sports was the right move.
I had to do what's best for me. I love basketball. I always love the sport. But for me, in my future, track was always the right option for me.
The rest of the AQ squad is thrilled that she made that switch.
She is never satisfied with her performance. She always wants to improve. She is very coachable. She's a leader on the team. I just love the culture.
Having her not play basketball this year and come compete in the indoor, how cool is that?
It feels great. She's like my sister, so it feels great to have her on the team. We've been trying to get her for 2 years now. So it feels good that she's here. She's definitely helping our relay a lot. She's doing great in her triple jump. So she's definitely doing outstanding and overachieving right now. So it feels great to have her on the indoor team.
Her performance has been getting attention from colleges. Now it's just a matter of making the choice that's right for her.
2 schools are offering me a full ride, and I'm still trying to make a decision, but there's other schools still contacting me, and I'm thankful for all the opportunities I have right now.
Of course, track is an individual sport, but her success and the work that she puts in to achieve it isn't lost on those around her.
She sets examples for the rest of the team, and they follow. Even though she does different events, in warm-up she leads the teams. The way she competes, they watch her and see how competitive she is, and that rubs off on the team.
He looks at you as one of the team, as a team leader. How does that make you feel to be looked at in that way?
Pretty good, because I usually don't like talk a lot, but I also like lead by just action, not by like my voice. But I'm getting better at doing that. So
is that inspirational for you? Does that
It's
motivate?
very inspirational. It makes me want to do better because I see her doing better. So it's like I want to overachieve as well because I see the outcomes of it. It's a great outcome. So for sure.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, especially Alfred State College, for making the Sports Beat possible. We'd also like to thank the athletes, teams, and coaches in Section 5. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week for part 2 of our Best of the Winter Sports Season. Take care and be safe.